Here, we witness Mrs. McCann using her straight edge tool to mark precisely 2 inches from the bottom and the side of her fabric. Notice how she uses the horizontal silver part to mark the bottom, and at the same time she uses the blue horizontal part to mark the side. She can then cut a perfect diagonal line between these 2 marks and repeat the process on the top corner. Notice how Mrs. McCann folds her fabric in half, perfectly lines up the 2 corners, holds them together, and cuts along the mark she created, thus cutting off both corners at the same time. Wow, such precision! Good job, Mrs. McCann!
Mrs. McCann now places her felt on top of her fabric. Using the corners she already cut out, she now has a guideline for cutting out the corners of the fabric. She just simply cuts along the diagonal lines. Marvelous.
Once you have cut the corners, you will pin the fabric pieces together with the right sides facing inwards. So remember, that means the pretty side of the fabric will be facing the felt. You'll want to leave a 4-inch gap along the uncut edge, so the one that doesn't have funky corners. Mark the edges of the gap using a fabric marker. You will sew around all the edges, but leave this portion open so that you can turn it inside out. Go ahead and pin your fabric pieces together. Remember that when we pin, we always pin perpendicularly to the edge, so that makes a T with the edge. And we pin diagonally in the corners. Once you're done pinning, you are ready to sew. You will sew along just this edge, right here and here, leaving that 4-inch gap.